Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and today in my craft room reorganization series of 2020, I am repurposing this table, which has served as my desk for the past, I don't even know how many years, probably 20 years maybe. I am going to repurpose this, and basically my hope is that I know I can take the legs off, but I'm hoping I can take the skirting or the apron or whatever underneath off, and then use this as my tabletop on top of my two 2x2 Kallax cubes. But I do want to paint this. It is, I painted this probably, I don't know, 5-6 years ago with some chalk paint. And you can see it's starting to wear where I always sit. The rest of it's in pretty good shape given I had a mat on top. According to the paint container, I should be able to paint over this. Here's hoping. Yeah, so I'm going to wipe this down to remove any dust and stuff like that, and then we're going to apply the first coat. Now I am opting to paint it while the legs are still on, just so that I have an easy surface to paint and for it to dry. What will end up happening is after I've painted, I'm going to have to flip it over, and hopefully I will not scratch it or anything to knock off those apron panels. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It could backfire on me. Anyways, let me get started. Before I get started, I did want to also point out I have this ledge here screwed into the side of the tabletop that I hang a couple baskets on. Unfortunately, it was one of those systems I put in place, didn't buy enough baskets, and then Target stopped producing it or manufacturing it or bringing it in or whatever you want to call it. I did debate whether I should take it off, but I think I'm going to leave it on. It is functional, and I think it'd be more work to take it off and put it back on. So I'm going to paint over that as well. Okay, and the paint I am going to be using is the same paint I used on my last video. It is this Sherwin-Williams high gloss paint, and I am sure I'm going to need a minimum of 3 coats, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I'll check in with you shortly. Okay, here's what my tabletop looks like. I actually put 4 coats on. You know, it's not perfect, but the table wasn't perfect, so I can live with that. I do notice that there is a couple things that are showing through. Like I've got some sort of mark there. I have no idea what that is. And I've got some sort of red mark here. So I would suggest that if you are going to use this paint, even though it says it has a primer in there, that you may want to spot prime. And it does mention that, actually, to be fair, in the description on the can, to spot prime areas. So I would do that if that matters to you. I'm going to put my mat back on top of this, so I'm not going to see any of it, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to give this about 4 hours to dry before I flip it over and see if I can knock off those aprons and get it set up to lay on top of my Kallax units. So I think that's it for now. I will be back in 4 hours-ish and let you know what the next step is. Okay, so I'm getting ready to take the table apart, and I am thrilled to see this. Sorry for the lighting, it's late at night. The apron screwed in. I thought maybe it'd be glued or something. Anyways, so this should be fairly easy to take apart, I hope. And let me get to it. So here's the new desk configuration. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I don't actually have it mounted to the bases, and I don't think I'm going to actually physically mount them. What I'm going to do is maybe add some stoppers on either side and the back of the Kallax unit so that it doesn't slide. But I did put some anti-slip matting there, and it really doesn't move, so I might be okay. Anyways, the other thing that I have not done on the new units, you can see there I put shelf liner down on the bottom just to prevent some wear and tear. I have not done that on these, and as well as on the big unit back there. I'm not too worried about it at this point. I just want stuff where it needs to go so that I can start crafting again, and then at some point I think I'll go back and add some shelf liner. I hope I have enough of that stuff. If not, we'll have to come up with plan B. So it's been not quite 24 hours since I painted. So I don't think the paint is fully cured at this point, but it is dry. So I'm going to be a little bit careful, and first thing I'm going to do is put the mat back on the desk and just try and be careful about bumping into things and so that it doesn't get damaged. Okay? So that is my new desk. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, happy crafting and happy organizing.